The Immortal sold to the Fire Dragon. Complete BL cultivation fantasy. Full story. The heavens began dying on the seventh day of winter. At first, nobody understood what was happening. Stars vanished one by one. Ancient spirit beasts abandoned sacred mountains. The oceans churned violently as though something beneath the world was trying to awaken. Then came the screams from the sky. Every cultivator in the 9 realms heard them. The sound was not human, not beast, not divine. It sounded like reality itself tearing apart, and high above the cultivation world, the heavenly barrier cracked. Black fissures spread endlessly through the sky, while crimson lightning rained across continents. Wherever the lightning struck, spiritual energy rotted instantly. Cities collapsed overnight. Entire sects vanished. Millions died before anyone understood the truth. The abyssal realm had found the cultivation world again, and this time, the barrier protecting reality was failing. At the center of the catastrophe sat one man alone atop Broken Heaven Cliff. Wei Shen, the Frost Sovereign, the strongest immortal cultivator alive. Snow spiraled endlessly around him despite the burning sky overhead. Thousands of ancient seals glowed beneath his feet, while silver spiritual chains stretched from his body into the heavens themselves. He was physically holding the world together. That blood dripped slowly from his chin. His hands trembled slightly. Below the cliff stood every major sect leader in existence. Even the demonic sects had come. Nobody dared speak first, because they all understood one terrifying truth. If Wei Shen failed, everything would die. Finally, Sect Master Huang stepped forward shakily. How long can the barrier last? Wei Shen did not open his eyes. 3 days. Panic spread instantly. Only 3? That's impossible! We need more time! Wei Shen finally looked down at them, cold silver eyes, emotionless. You are free to replace me. Nobody spoke again, because no one could. Wei Shen was not merely stronger than the other cultivators. He was beyond them entirely. A monster who had surpassed mortality centuries ago, the youngest immortal in recorded history, the man who slaughtered the black-tide demon emperor alone, the cultivator who froze an entire sea for 100 years, the living weapon feared even by heaven. And now, even he was failing. The heavens cracked again. This time, enormous black hands forced themselves partially through the rift. Screaming echoed across the sky. Several weaker cultivators collapsed from fear instantly. Wei Shen raised one hand. The world froze, literally. Ice spread across the heavens themselves, temporarily sealing the rift shut again, but fresh blood spilled from his mouth afterward. Everyone's expressions darkened further. Then an old elder from the Heavenly Archive sect spoke quietly. There may still be one option. The atmosphere shifted immediately. Wei Shen narrowed his eyes slightly. The elder swallowed hard. In the western wastelands, the Fire Dragon King still lives. Several sect leaders visibly paled. No, we can't involve that monster. He'll destroy us himself. The old elder continued anyway. The primordial dragon flame can permanently repair the heavenly barrier. Hope flickered briefly across the crowd, then died instantly, because everyone knew the problem. The Fire Dragon King hated humanity more than anything alive. Long ago, cultivators slaughtered dragonkind for scales, blood, and cause. In retaliation, the Dragon King burned 13 immortal sects to ash. Entire bloodlines disappeared overnight. Since then, he isolated himself within the Crimson Inferno domain. Any cultivator who entered died. Without exception, Wei Shen's voice remained calm. And why would he help us? The elder looked sick, because centuries ago, the Dragon King made a request. Nobody wanted him to continue, but he did anyway. He asked for a cultivation partner. Silence. The elder slowly turned toward Wei Shen, and he specifically requested you. The cliff became deathly still. Even the wind stopped. Wei Shen stared at the elder for a long moment, then laughed softly. It was not a happy sound. So after centuries of service, his voice was calm. Too calm. The cultivation world has decided to sell me. Several sect leaders lowered their heads in shame, but nobody denied it because they were desperate. One sect master finally dropped to his knees. Please, immortal Wei Shen! Soon others followed. We have no choice. If the barrier falls, billions will die. Only you can save the world. Wei Shen looked at them quietly. For hundreds of years, he protected these people. He sacrificed everything for them. His freedom, his emotions, his humanity, and now they knelt before him, offering him away like tribute. How pathetic. Then a smaller figure suddenly rushed forward. Master! Wei Shen's gaze softened slightly. His disciple, Lan Yu, young, talented, fiercely loyal. The boy's eyes were red from crying. Please don't go! Wei Shen looked at him silently. Lan Yu grabbed his sleeve desperately. That dragon is a monster. Wei Shen gently removed the boy's hand. All monsters are. The disciple's voice cracked. Then let me go with you. No, master. You would die. Lan Yu froze. Because he knew it was true, Wei Shen looked toward the broken heavens once more. The abyssal cracks were growing larger now. Entire stars disappeared behind them. He closed his eyes briefly. Fine. Relief exploded throughout the gathered sects. But Wei Shen felt nothing, because for the first time in centuries, he understood how disposable he truly was. The Crimson Inferno domain was hell itself. The skies burned red permanently. Volcanoes covered the horizon endlessly. The air shimmered with unbearable heat capable of killing ordinary cultivators within minutes. Yet Wei Shen walked calmly through the wasteland. Ice formed beneath every step, frost against flame, life against destruction. Eventually, the mountains began trembling. A deep voice echoed across the world. So humanity finally sends me my gift. Lava exploded skyward, and from beneath the volcanic abyss, something ancient awakened. First came the eyes, massive golden eyes larger than palaces. Then black-red scales emerged from the inferno, horns, claws, wings large enough to cover cities. The Fire Dragon King rose from the abyss like a god of destruction reborn. His pressure crushed entire mountains instantly. Wei Shen remained still. The dragon stared at him. Then flames swallowed the beast's body completely. A man stepped from the inferno. Tall, broad-shouldered, long black hair streaked crimson, golden slit-pupilled eyes. Dark scales climbed his throat and collarbone. Massive curved horns framed a face terrifyingly beautiful. The Fire Dragon King smiled slowly. So this is what the cultivation world treasures most. Wei Shen met his gaze coldly. I came to negotiate. The Dragon King laughed softly. No, his eyes darkened possessively. You came because they offered you to me. Wei Shen said nothing. The dragon walked closer. Heat distorted reality around him. I imagined this moment many times. Wei Shen's spiritual energy sharpened instantly. The Dragon King stopped directly before him. Their opposing powers collided violently. Ice, flame, two absolute forces refusing to yield. Then, unexpectedly, the Dragon King reached up and touched Wei Shen's hair gently. Cold? Wei Shen nearly killed him. Only centuries of control stopped the instinct. The Dragon King smiled wider. You really are beautiful. Wei Shen slapped his hand away instantly. I am not here for your amusement. No, the dragon murmured. You're here to become mine. The words carried terrifying certainty. Wei Shen's expression hardened. I belong to no one. The Dragon King's eyes gleamed. We'll see. His name was Longjue, the last primordial fire dragon, and the single most dangerous being Wei Shen had ever met. Living with him proved unbearable almost immediately. The Crimson Palace sat inside an active volcano. Rivers of lava flowed through enormous black halls while ancient dragon bones decorated the walls. Wei Shen hated everything about it, especially Longjue himself. The dragon was infuriating. He followed Wei Shen constantly, sat too close, touched him whenever possible, smiled whenever Wei Shen threatened murder. You're staring again, Wei Shen said coldly one evening. Longjue rested his chin against one hand lazily. You're attractive. Wei Shen ignored him. The dragon grinned. You become colder whenever embarrassed. I am considering freezing your organs. That sounds romantic. Wei Shen genuinely considered homicide. Unfortunately, he needed the dragon alive. Together, they began repairing the heavenly barrier through dual cultivation, and Wei Shen quickly discovered why only he could survive it. Dragonfire was overwhelming. Ancient, primordial, it devoured everything it touched. The first cultivation session nearly killed him. Flames consumed his meridians while unbearable heat spread through his body. Wei Shen coughed blood violently. Longjue caught him immediately. Golden eyes narrowed. You pushed too hard. Wei Shen shoved him away weakly. I'm fine. You're bleeding internally. I noticed. Longjue stared at him silently, then unexpectedly carried Wei Shen bridal style toward the inner chambers. Wei Shen froze. Put me down. No, you insolent lizard. You'll collapse if you walk. Wei Shen's face darkened dangerously. Longjue looked amused. You threaten murder often for someone currently dying in my arms. Wei Shen genuinely hated him, which became problematic because slowly he stopped hating the dragon's presence. Weeks passed, then months, and somewhere along the way, things changed. Wei Shen began noticing small things. Long Jue always warmed his tea perfectly. The dragon secretly lowered the palace temperature because Wei Shen preferred colder environments. Whenever Wei Shen cultivated too long, Long Jue sat nearby silently guarding him. And despite his terrifying reputation, Long Ju never forced him into anything. Not once. One night, Wei Shen found the dragon sitting alone outside, beneath the burning sky. Long Jue looked strangely distant. "You're troubled," Wei Shen observed. The dragon laughed softly. "You're the first person to notice." Wei Shen sat beside him quietly. Long Jue stared at the volcanic horizon. "Do you know why I hate cultivators?" Wei Shen remained silent. "They killed my family." His voice carried no emotion. "That part everyone knows." Long Jue's golden eyes darkened. What they don't know is that I loved humanity once." Wei Shen looked at him. Long Jue smiled bitterly. "I trusted them." The dragon slowly opened one hand. Inside rested a broken jade hairpin. Tiny, delicate, human. She was a cultivator. Wei Shen's eyes widened slightly. Long Jue stared at the hairpin quietly. "They killed her for loving me." Silence. The sect said dragons were monsters. His voice grew colder. "So humanity taught me how to become one." Wei Shen suddenly understood. Not the dragon's rage. His loneliness. Long Wei looked toward him unexpectedly. "And you?" Wei Shen frowned slightly. "What about me? When was the last time someone cared about you instead of your power?" Wei Shen went still, because he couldn't remember. The heavenly barrier slowly healed. For the first time in centuries, the cultivation world began stabilizing, but peace never lasted. One night, alarms erupted throughout the Crimson Palace. Wei Shen opened his eyes instantly. Something was wrong. Very wrong. Long Jue appeared beside him immediately. "The abyssal realm is attacking early." The dragon's expression was grim. "How?" "The sects." Wei Shen froze. Long Jue's eyes burned dangerously. "They attempted to steal abyssal power." Rage exploded inside Wei Shen instantly. "Idiots." Even now, even after everything, the cultivation world still sought more power. The sky shattered completely moments later. Massive abyssal creatures poured through the rift. Screaming horrors descended across continents. The final invasion had begun. The battle lasted 7 days. Entire sects burned. Immortals died by the thousands. Even Wei Shen and Long Jue struggled against the abyssal tide. Then came the truth. The abyssal king himself descended, a creature beyond immortality, beyond reason. The moment it appeared, reality began collapsing. "We can't kill it," Wei Shen realized. Long Jue nodded grimly. "There's only one way." Wei Shen already understood. "Seal it, but the cost." Long Jue grabbed his wrist suddenly. "No!" Wei Shen looked at him calmly. "It's necessary. You'll die." Wei Shen smiled faintly. "For the world, wasn't that always my purpose?" Pain crossed Long Jue's face instantly. The dragon pulled him closer desperately. "You are not a weapon." Wei Shen's breath caught slightly. Nobody had ever said that to him before. Long Jue's voice lowered. You're Wei Shen." For the first time in centuries, Wei Shen felt something crack inside his frozen heart. The dragon rested his forehead against his. "If someone must be sacrificed." Golden flames erupted violently around Long Jue. "Then let it be me." Wei Shen's eyes widened. "Long Jue, I'm older than this world anyway." The dragon smiled softly. "And I finally found something worth protecting." No. For the first time, true panic entered Wei Shen's voice. Long Jue touched his face gently. "You taught me how to love humanity again." The dragon kissed him. Soft, warm, heartbreaking. Then Long Jue shoved Wei Shen backward. Golden chains exploded across the heavens instantly. The Fire Dragon King transformed back into his true form, massive enough to eclipse the sky itself, and charged directly into the abyssal rift. "Long Jue!" The dragon looked back one final time. His voice echoed across existence. "Live happily, Wei Shen!" Then the heavens exploded. Flames consumed the world. The abyssal rift collapsed inward violently, and the Fire Dragon King disappeared with it. Gone. Forever. 3 years later, the cultivation world flourished once more. The heavens healed completely. Peace returned, and atop a quiet, snowy mountain far from civilization, Wei Shen lived alone. He no longer answered sect summons, no longer protected kingdoms, no longer cared about immortality. The world still worshipped him. But Wei Shen felt empty. Every day he sat beneath the snow-covered trees silently, waiting for something impossible. Then one winter evening, a familiar voice spoke behind him. "You really abandoned the cultivation world." Wei Shen froze. Slowly, he turned around. Long black hair, golden eyes, curved horns. The Fire Dragon King stood there, smiling lazily, alive. Wei Shen stared at him wordlessly. Long Jue rubbed the back of his neck awkwardly. "So, funny story." Wei Shen crossed the distance instantly and punched him directly in the face. Crack! Long Jue blinked. "Fair." Then Wei Shen grabbed his robes tightly. His hands were shaking. "You idiot!" Long Jue softened immediately. "I know." Wei Shen's voice broke slightly. "I thought you died." The dragon gently pulled him closer. "I almost did." Silence. Snow fell softly around them. Long Jue smiled faintly. "But I promised to return what belongs to me." Wei Shen rolled his eyes weakly. "I still belong to no one." The dragon leaned closer. Warm hands wrapped around Wei Shen's waist slowly. "But can I stay anyway?" For the first time in centuries, the Frost Sovereign smiled. A small one. Soft. Real. "Yes." And beneath the falling snow, the immortal once sold to save the world finally chose something for himself. Love.